people in Hollywood seem to be pushing Katt Williams out. Orlando Brown recently claimed that Katt Williams could be cloned in the near future. When you consider what Katt has said himself, it begins to connect. Katt Williams turned down $50 million and chose to reveal who famous figures are actually working for.
I didn't get in the car with Katt. He asked me to get in the car with him in his Rolls Royce, to be exact. And I was like, no, it's her birthday, I gotta go. Who knows what would have happened to me? Was that even Katt? It's the decisions that we make. It's who we choose to let in, bro. Just because somebody wearing that skin, that don't mean that's them, is what I'm saying to you. And they'll lure you in, and it's called infiltration, bro. They'll lure you in just to get close to you. They'll wear your mama's skin, bro. Your best friend's skin, bro, just to get close to you. As soon as you slip up, they got you. Dinosaurs are actually not extinct. That's what Katt knows. He knows the inner workings of how people turned into huge comedians. And I guess,
he says Kevin is an industry plant.
No, man. I mean, Kevin is a dinosaur. And I can't, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. He's Frankie Lyman and, ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
He turned down $50 million 4 times.
No, he didn't.
To protect his integrity and his virgin hole.
No, he did. He did that. He did that to say that Kevin Hart took $50 million to unvirgin his hole. Oh. Now he's acting all hard. Every picture he just short. He wasn't ready. All that. It's the same thing, man.
Last year during an interview on Club Sha Sha, Katt Williams pointed to Diddy as the key figure controlling what goes on in Hollywood and claimed that any celebrity who refuses to follow the elites ends up being replaced. He also said that human cloning has secretly been going on for years and that many well-known stars may not be who people believe they are. Katt even cautioned his audience, saying his time might be limited and that the Illuminati was now watching him closely. He suggested that ever since he began speaking openly, he has been concerned that they could come after him.
I infiltrate the Illuminati, find out what the fuck they got going on, get the information, run back to y'all, tell y'all everything I know. That's my motherfucking job. But I don't know how many more times I'm gonna be able to sneak in there. Thanks to Shannon Sharp and 90 million views, I can't sneak very often. So while I was in there this last time, knowing that my last report might be my last report, I went in there and I got information for everybody. Look at my white friends. Us too? That's right, white secret.
Fans are now revisiting things Katt said over the past year. When you put everything together, Orlando Brown's comments about him start to feel more believable. Katt made it clear he couldn't be bought and wasn't worried about being pushed out by the industry. He first suggested the idea of celebrities being cloned during one of his comedy shows, where he mentioned that Jamie Foxx had been cloned. This all came out around the same time reports surfaced about Diddy's home being raided. Right after that situation, Jamie Foxx suddenly went missing, and when he returned, this is what Katt had to say.
Televised his funeral, he ain't even dead. He was just up there. Let me be specific. Anything I say tonight is allegedly. I don't know shit, I just be up here talking. I love Jamie Foxx, let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his motherfucking clone, his clone ain't shit. His clone kept on messing up. The clone showed up with a face full of freckles. We ain't never even seen Jamie Foxx with freckles, bitch. This clone is stupid as hell. The clone didn't even have a tattoo on the back of his head. I couldn't believe it. I watched the whole thing twice. I still don't know what had happened was. That started the story with, and somebody gave me an aspirin, and 21 days later, wait a minute, what? That sounds like somebody gave you a dip. You got to be more specific, sir.
Katt Williams went on to say that Jamie Foxx had been replaced by a clone, but claimed the replacement kept making noticeable mistakes. He explained that this version had extra freckles, something he says the real Jamie never had, and also pointed out that a tattoo on the back of his head was missing. Katt ended by saying that the real Jamie Foxx was off hosting wild, naked basketball parties. While Jamie tried to brush it off like it was all just humor, Katt made it clear he was being serious.
I was a clone. You motherfuckers thought I was a clone. Listen, I was having dinner at some eatery in Vegas, and I walk out, and my daughter's behind me, and she overheard the dude go, "That ain't that nigga. That's a clone, nigga. He got that nigga. That's a clone. That ain't 75. Look at that nigga, man. That ain't him." But I gotta tell you this, Atlanta, you can't clone this. I brought you too much original shit. It ain't enough clone juice in the world to clone me. I brought you this. Hey, for real though, I'll rock your world.
Katt later explained his point more clearly and stood firm on his claim that Hollywood was eliminating certain celebrities and replacing them with clones. He said that once a person became too powerful or independent for the elites to control, they would be removed and swapped out with a clone.
In order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this thing. See, what I'm saying is, in business, nothing is coincidental, or you would be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up. So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
Wow.
I'm saying there's the good side and the bad side of these businesses, and
but think about what you just think about what you just said. That's extremely thoughtful and powerful.
This also isn't the first time the elites have allegedly targeted Katt Williams. He has been arrested 17 times, yet never actually found guilty. Strangely, each time he starts speaking out, he ends up getting arrested, even when he claims he did nothing wrong, and his children are taken away from him. All of this seemed to happen right after he turned down the $50 million offer.
No, this is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office. Not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be
the
most terrible black dude. Because here's the whole thing. You gonna charge me with child endangerment? After I adopted 7 children and had them for 14 years in this state? Really? You coming after my kids now? Because it was already a witch hunt. Now you want my babies? Yikes.
When Hollywood allegedly realized they couldn't buy or pressure Katt Williams into compliance, they reportedly tried to tempt him instead. Katt claimed that Harvey Weinstein once told him he could give him access to any female celebrity in Hollywood if he agreed to what Weinstein wanted. Katt said that whenever these kinds of offers or pressures came his way, he refused and put his trust in God instead. He also suggested that a powerful group of elites has influence over many major celebrities.
Most of the stuff I wouldn't have believed until I had to get to a certain level to get to see the proof, you know what I mean? So I was as shocked as anybody about how powerful Harvey Weinstein was at the time that I was meeting with him, and how he could not be told no. That he get whatever he want. You follow what I'm saying?
They'll figure out some way.
Right. So I thought that didn't apply to me because I don't care about nothing but bitches and good business, right? Yeah. And then he offered me 2 actresses like they was playing cards. Damn. And I was like, what?
Like he just jilted it. Like,
he was like, I know you.
Damn.
This theory sounds extreme, but some people say they have seen it repeatedly over time. Diddy, Kanye, Jim Carrey, among the biggest names in Hollywood and music business industry scene. Once they became too big for elites, they were allegedly replaced. Suddenly, they no longer look the same or act the same way.
Do you think that there is actual cloning going on?
We know that there's actual cloning going on. The question I believe you're asking is human cloning.
Oh, yes, sir.
But let's start with the real question. The real question is cloning going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I knew it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
let's just say animal cloning.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Let's start there. That's not a myth or
no, that's been known.
That's not a conspiracy theory that we are at the point where we have no problem cloning animals. If you lose a pet, you can send away to these companies and they will
remix that bitch and send it back.
Right.
Yeah.
At as close a proximity as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Right? That we know is possible. Okay.
At this stage, human cloning in Hollywood is no longer a hidden topic. Cloning is also happening in commercial settings. Beyond that, reports claim Epstein had a room on his island used for harvesting stem cells for cloning research. This information appears in the recent Epstein files. Katt said anyone would be insane to deny that human cloning exists according to claims discussed in public conversations and ongoing discussions.
Everybody is a reflection of what they got to go through to get to where they at, right? And I just know that the people that have been in positions where they decided to do some stuff that they said they weren't going to do, they don't be the same on the other side. Nothing they can do can make them seem like what you remember them as.
Have you ever...
I call it spiritual because I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
Right. This is all part of
You could do that shit in a test tube for your kid. Why wouldn't you do it? That's what I think they're going to start off with normal stuff.
It all starts off as normal stuff because it's abnormal. So the first thing you're doing is, okay, so we're in charge of, like, how could you not?
How could you not?
Is more the question to be had. And that's why in that profession, they're allowed to do certain things and then tell you they're not going to do it no more.
Yes.
That's a key component to it.
We're not going to do that anymore, Katt. We changed our mind. Yeah, if they're telling you that there's no clones, the guy telling you is probably a clone. At this point, I have no doubt that they've made human clones. They made dog clones. You can get your dog cloned. If your dog's going to die, you can get the...
Katt Williams is among the few people Orlando Brown actually respects. And that is why he is speaking out about what he claims he saw and witnessed. Allegedly, Orlando noticed that Katt was not acting like himself and was suddenly befriending the same people he had exposed just months earlier. One of these people was Kevin Hart. Katt had previously said that the elite were controlling Kevin Hart and making him wear dresses in his movies. Allegedly, Kevin Hart attended many Diddy parties as well too.
What was done to Katt to make him do that? There's a lot of people that have no respect for the game of comedy. And there's a lot of people that, before I go deeper, I will say that it's none of my business, the personal relationships and all the stuff that was talked about. So I'm not going to talk about that. But I will talk about what I've experienced. And what I've experienced is sitting in front of Katt Williams at his own house, $3 million mansion in Malibu. And this man told Tory Hart exactly what Kevin Hart did in order to be where he's at. Now, I don't know if it was Kevin that pissed him off. I don't know who it was that pissed him off. But I do understand that the comedy world is nothing to play with. And since, Richard Pryor left us, God rest his soul, it's more like, everybody's trying to be Richard Pryor. And I can't put myself in position to not understand why some people just don't have the kind of respect for Katt that they should have. I will also say that a lot of people know that he knows that he's helped them in a major way. Huge ways. Silently. For no recognition or none of that. It's just being, who he is as a person.
After everything involving Kevin Hart, it no longer seems logical for him to be friends with Katt. But Orlando Brown says that's exactly what he witnessed. The clone allegedly also tried to invite Orlando Brown to come along, but Orlando refused. Allegedly, Orlando Brown believes Kevin Hart compromised Katt Williams, and the person we see now is not the real Katt Williams allegedly.
Kevin been pissing off a lot of people, comedically. You know what I'm saying? And I think that instead of trying to bash somebody that knows what they're talking about and bash somebody that has respect in the comedy world, I think that they need to look deeper into why is he letting this information go? Why is this information just now being released? Why, I mean, come on, why does his chain look bigger than any rappers that I've ever seen rap? Why, out of all the comedians, does he still have a $3 million mansion in Malibu? Why, out of every single comedian, does he still get picked on? But still looks like he's getting a check for nothing, just to sit on his couch, and everybody else look like, you know, they're has-beens. I'm just saying, like, you know, I did agree with a couple of things that was said by Aries Spears. I understand, you know, we do love drama as a nation, as a population of people, the human race, whatever the case may be, blase, yes. But my main thing is, why are you saying this? And then at the end of your rant, you sound like you're kind of jealous and you kind of mad. You sound like you got some things going on that you don't want people to know about. It's skeletons in your closet. Skeletons in Cedric's closet. It's skeletons in Jamie's closet. It's skeletons in everybody's closet that Katt knows about. Who pissed him off? That's not, and don't just think, that's my question to you. Who pissed him off? Who do you think pissed him off?
Well, it would seem as if a lot of people pissed him off.
No, it was only one person, and they have a clan of people behind them. Yeah. It was Kevin. So at the end of the day, I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
Bow Wow backed Orlando Brown's claims and said that although Orlando Brown may seem unstable, he is actually among the smartest and most talented people in Hollywood. Orlando Brown was exposed to some of the worst people in Hollywood, and everything he says comes from personal experience, he says allegedly.
Orlando Brown, when he mentioned that you guys had a relationship, I mean, he it's like, bro, come on now.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that dude is hilarious. He's hilarious. Like,
but you know people believe that though, Bob.
If they believe that something wrong with them, they crazy as hell. they done drunk 2 shades straight. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. That dude is smart and he know what he doing.
Right.
He ain't no fool. Okay. He ain't no fool. I seen an interview where he said, people pay me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when I get the bag, however much the money is determines,
what
am I gonna be crazy? Because I can be Orlando and we can have a casual conversation, we can talk. I always thought he was talented. Always thought he was talented.
If Katt Williams was truly replaced, he would not be the first person linked to such an idea. We have seen similar claims before. Just last year, Kanye West began acting and appearing completely different from his usual self. Before he disappeared, Kanye West said that if he ever came back looking and talking differently, it would not be him. Then we saw exactly that. This new Kanye is now doing things he once said he would never do or say allegedly.
I think Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why.
What the happened? He was gone for a
He
little while.
did that because he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
How do you think that these people would hide that, Kristen? If somebody tried to clone you, I would scream it from the top of the mountains like that's not Kristen.
You literally will get killed.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I believe this with every ounce in my body.
You think that you could make one of the biggest pop stars in the world just disappear and nobody would come forward?
The people who are going to come out and say something get killed.
There's weird shit happening, but some of it's too far.
Last year, Katt also claimed to reveal who was supplying clones to Hollywood elites. He said that Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and Jeffrey Epstein were the suppliers. These three were controlling how the industry would move and who should be replaced. Katt Williams went on record and said that you have to sell your soul and integrity if you want to succeed in Hollywood. He said that the same elites who control the industry are using their roles to get close to celebrities to infiltrate and get rid of them.
Everybody is a supplier. Epstein, Weinstein, like these guys knew what these extremists liked and provided it, and provided the way for you to to have $1 billion and not create a fantasy island type environment has not existed throughout history.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if I was going to run some global power organization, I would try to co-opt every single leader, try to suck them in, offer support, bring them out to wherever the I have my big ass meetings, fly everybody in private jets, talk about the climate crisis.
All organizations have to follow the same rules.
Yeah. That's wild.
Recruitment is an important facet of all.
We have to get some young global leaders.
Well, understand, this is the only reason that we can talk about these big Illuminati-like entities at this period of time. It's just because of time. Like, they aged out. Like, you can't get in new, so everybody got decrepit over there.
Some claims suggest more money is made from replacing celebrities than controlling them. Kanye, Britney Spears, and Diddy were once among the biggest names in music. It is alleged that those in control now have access to billions that were meant for the artists within the industry system, allegedly.
If you put any other names together, the police are out on stage, they've cut to commercial, you didn't see what happened. By the time they come out, people have been removed, it goes on. It's certain ways things are handled when it's not intentional. When things go smoothly, but they seem chaotic, that means there was forethought and a plan. Somebody, even if it looks like, yeah, Janet Jackson just had a wardrobe malfunction. Yeah, there's no such thing.
Correct.
I don't care who you blaming.
I believe that.
Somebody benefited. Yeah. So in all of these situations, there's a business involved and there's real money involved, and somebody's benefiting from this thing that looks like, oh, that just happened. Nah, no way. No way.
Britney Spears, the world's biggest female pop icon, was also rumored to be a clone after leaving her conservatorship. Before her conservatorship, Britney was intelligent, educated, and articulate. But after returning, she seems to be damaging her reputation again now. The same person who called Kanye a clone, Kristin Cavallari, extended similar clone speculation to Britney Spears, suggesting the pop star the public sees might be a clone. Reportedly, Britney even reached out to her before allegedly ghosting her.
Because I'm obviously onto something. I'm onto something.
Kristin Cavallari is trying to set the record straight about comments she made about Britney Spears. After the Hills alum recently shared on her Let's Be Honest podcast that she believed the Lucky singer was a clone, Kristin reveals on her November 5th episode of her podcast she received an interesting request.
I get a call from my publicist. Okay, so he calls me and he goes, guess who wants your phone number? And I went, who? Britney Spears. And I'm going, what? I'm not gonna lie though, at first you guys, because okay, if you didn't listen to the last episode Justin and I did, go listen, but we talked about Hollywood conspiracies and I said my big thing was Kanye West, I think, is a clone, but also I said Britney is not Britney.
The 37-year-old who previously met Spears at her Las Vegas residency in 2014 explains that she felt the pop legend had heard about the comments she made on her podcast and wanted to dispel the rumors.
So my initial reaction was, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was honestly like, oh my God.
Like you thought it was the Illuminati or the cabal?
Like they're on to me, man, okay? They didn't like that podcast episode. So I'm like, give her my number. Like, great.
Kristin explains that she and her publicist were then put into a group text with Britney and her manager.
Her manager puts us on a group chat and says like, oh, ladies, like, or he called us icons. But
gotta get that
two
in there.
icons coming together, blah, blah, blah. And then Brittany sent me a text and I'm not going to read it. I would love to read it. Just take my word.
Why
on
would you
that.
love to read it? Because I know why you would love to read it.
It was a bit of a roller coaster.
And it was like, no, that's Britney Spears. Nobody can fake that. That's not, or it's the Britney Spears that's put out to us right now. Because it was like one big run-on sentence.
Or it's her clone. Her clone let me know that she's not a clone. That's a red flag. Only a clone would say something like that.
Some investigative journalists now claim Epstein funded alleged clone research tied to Britney's supposed replacement, according to reported claims now. Epstein, Diddy, and Weinstein were allegedly involved in financing stem cell research.
Did Epstein possibly fund research that cloned Britney Spears? So apparently with a high-quality donor egg, a bit of skin, some tending in a lab, and the willing womb of a surrogate, we can clone ourselves. And Epstein was obviously curious about this because, well, I pulled this from the Epstein files, thanks to my good buddy Webb. That definitely makes more sense as to why he had this weird baby farm going on at the Zorro Ranch. And he was keeping all these girls around so that he could impregnate them. And it kind of makes me wonder if he was trying to clone himself. Plus, he had tons of sperm in a sperm bank, and he had girls all over the world sending in their eggs to be frozen. Who knows why? Maybe for cloning. And apparently he also had a pretty intense interest in not only eugenics, but cryogenics. He also wanted the head of his member and his head to be frozen. And man, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but this music video for Break the Ice by Britney Spears definitely looks like she's running through a cryogenic cloning laboratory and then proceeds to blow up.
Whether you believe Orlando Brown is exposing something real or simply adding fuel to one of Hollywood's wildest theories, one thing remains clear. Katt Williams has been speaking out about the industry for years. Now many people are questioning everything surrounding him. From Jamie Foxx to Kanye, and the names linked to Diddy, Epstein, and Weinstein, these claims continue to grow darker the deeper people look into them. So what do you think? Is Orlando Brown telling the truth? Or is this just another Hollywood rumor that got out of control? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more stories the mainstream does not cover, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so